And welcome to Casual Sunday Gamer. I am your host, Patrick.
And I'm Alex.
And we've not been on in a while. I think we've done one episode since the beginning of the new year. But we've had some things going on, and that's kind of what we're here to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about what's been going on and what the future holds for Casual Sunday Gamer.
Yes.
All right. So, Alex, why don't you kind of lead us into this since you wanted to bring this up.
Okay, so we normally take a break from Christmas until after our birthdays, which are mid-January. And this has been the case since we've been doing the podcast, even when we were just doing the audio portion.
Yep.
So shortly after our birthdays, on the 25th of January, I had what we now believe to be, I guess, in layman's terms, like an emotional seizure. So there's a lot that kind of goes into this. And the most important thing about this is that I have some real memory issues as a result of this this seizure. Basically, I remember some of my birthday, which we celebrated on the 18th of January. No, I take that back. I do remember the next day, some parts of the next day. And then I remember one other small event before. Since then, it's like my memory will last anywhere from, I don't know, 24 hours, maybe a little longer some days. And then other days, it doesn't even last that long. And it actually seems to... I guess I want to say it almost like it resets when I sleep. I don't know. I still remember things about the next day, but it seems like as long as I'm awake, I can piece things together a little bit better. But like once I fall asleep, I start to lose my handle on what I remember. There were some other neurological issues apparently. I had some physical things going on with it as well, but that's not relevant to the podcast, so we won't necessarily talk about that. But the reason that we're making this recording is this podcast is a news podcast about video games. It's about it's about not only what's happening in the industry, but our opinions on it. And for me, in my current condition, that's almost impossible for me to do. We do have another podcast. It's a Hearthstone podcast, and since the accident or incident, incident, whatever you want to call it, really it's been you and James that have been doing the bulk of the work, and I'm pretty much there for color commentary, and I'm fine with that. And until we figure things out, I'm lucky that I can still participate in that role. But with this being, just you and I, it's important that I pull my fair share of the weight too. You can't do it all by yourself. And color commentary on this is a little different than, one deck a week like we do with Hearthstone. Covering multiple topics and in-depth topics, and we don't really just willy-nilly talk about these things. Most of the stuff that we talk about, unless it's just late breaking and we've not had time to research it, we try to dive into it and look at different points of view. Is anyone else talking about this? What are the long-term effects? What's led up to this? So on and so forth, and that's just when your memory lasts approximately a day, that's harder to do. So we have hopes that this is a temporary thing. I am showing signs of improvement.
Woo!
Yes, small signs, but we'll absolutely take them.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's I appreciate your kind of standing behind me on this, because and this was one of the things where, I'm starting to see improvements. I had originally forgotten that we'd even talked about this. After talking with you this morning, I was able to kind of recall some of our conversation.
That's good.
So that it is good. And it's actually kind of right now happening. So kind of while we're live.
Okay.
But we had talked about having someone else host in my place, and you had said that you didn't really want to do that, and I appreciate you kind of standing behind me on that, and kind of keeping the team together and just taking a break instead. And I know this probably isn't the popular answer to our listeners, but it does show some support from you, and I appreciate that as well.
Dude, I'm always going to be here for you for those types of reasons. And, we've said this since we began. And, as much as we love doing this, in the end, it's a hobby.
Right.
And health and family always come first. I think we can a lot of good can come from this. Us taking this, call it a hiatus, if you will. While you are recuperating health-wise. This kind of gives me a chance to do something I haven't been able to do since we started this podcast. And that is, I'm going to actually try to sit down and put some work into Casual Sunday Gamer. And I'm going to try to come up with a new logo. I'm going to try to come up with some new layouts for the show so that when you come back, we'll be bigger and better and stronger than we were before, all the way around. Show-wise, health-wise, I think it'll be good for everybody.
Yeah, we had talked about making some changes before, but like you said, it's a hobby for us, so it has to fit into our schedules and our lives. And we're not pod fading. We're not calling the podcast quits or anything like that. Just a break until we get some things worked out. So
yeah,
give you some opportunity to do some tech stuff, and that's going to be cool. Providence, right?
Absolutely.
Providence happening.
Absolutely, yeah. So,
but just kind of wanted to bring everybody in on the loop so that if you're used to seeing us pop up on iTunes and wondering where we've been, this has kind of been something that we've been handling on a week-to-week basis. Just from looking over what I have written down and from talking with you, we didn't really know what to do with this particular one. We had the advantage of having three people on the Hearthstone podcast, so it's not as hard to work me in, I guess.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else?
No. I just wanted to put it out there and kind of be upfront with everyone, and my private life is I try to keep it private, but this is something where I feel like if everyone knows what's going on, maybe understand a little bit why we feel like the break is necessary. And, just to not give up on us.
Yeah.
That,
know
keep
that
us,
we'll be back.
Right. Just keep the subscription there, and you'll be notified when the first new show pops up.
Absolutely. So, all right, guys. We want to thank you. We want to thank everybody out there for their support, and to those of you who have been listening to Casual Sunday Gamer for the last 3 years, you just don't know how much that means to us. You guys are the reason we keep doing this show. Like we said, it's a hobby for us, but we do it because we love it, and we do it because we love you guys, and we appreciate you understanding what's going on, and that's like Alex said, that's why we made this video for you. So just know that our plans are now to be back better, stronger, faster. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. So, all right, guys. Until we see you again, good gaming.